Welcome to another video. Doc Chris here, the Scrubby MD, and I'm here to discuss something about stages of change model. Change. Well, mahalaga ito lalo na kung magka-counsel tayo. This level of change, well, if you want to encourage a person or a patient to change their lifestyle, you have to understand if the patient is willing to change. Change is something very difficult at first kasi may times na i-deny nila yung change. I-deny nila na, ba't pa ako magbabago? Hindi naman big deal sa buhay ko ngayon. Until the complications would arise. Let's say, for example, for a smoker, yung mga topics natin nung nakaraan, smoking has a lot of problems in the long run. Pag sa simula pa lang, sabihin, hindi naman big deal sa akin, hindi naman big deal. Pa isa-isang sigarilyo lang naman. Pero eventually, let's say, if after 10 years, 15 years, mararamdaman nila yung epekto ng paninigarilyo sa kanilang katawan. Mahirap silang huminga, madaling mapagod, nananakip ang dibdib, sumasakit ang ulo, okay? Yung mga yun, well, then that will be the time that they would try to consider change. Pero, syempre, ayaw naman sana natin umabot sa ganun, no? Now, in this topic, we want to discuss what are the stages of change, okay? May website with regarding Loma Linda University School of Medicine. Actually, ginagamit naman yung principle na to in a lot of topics, even in counseling. So, tara natin kasi maganda kasi very brief lang yung discussion regarding the level of change or stages of change model nila. So, tingnan natin. From Loma Linda University School of Medicine. Okay, yan. Simply mic ko. Okay. So, this is the stage of change. Stage of change models. So again, kung napansin niyo sa last video, we have five stages of change. Okay, these stages would coincide with the behavior of the patient or the person you are counseling or motivating to change. Depende kung paano nila i-approach yung need for the change. Okay, so stages of change are either pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Okay? Meron yung last kapag maulit lang siya. Let's say, nag-fail siya sa change niya, bumalik siya sa dati. At relapse. Okay? Or lapse. Okay? Pero yan yung 5 stages. Pero parang nung last video, kung di ko nabanggit yung preparation or determination or getting ready to change. No? Pero dito, yan. Makikita natin yung essential 5 stages. So, pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Let's start first with the first stage, pre-contemplation or pre-contemplation. So, in this stage, people are not thinking seriously about changing. So, hindi priority sa kanilang magbago. Okay? So, let's say for example, hindi naman to magiging harmful sa katawan ko. Sige lang, okay lang, tuloy lang gawin lang natin to, tuloy lang to. So, mag-giyosi lang, ganun, or let's say, yung pagkakain ng fast food, ito yung pinakamalapit eh. Siyempre, dito na lang ako, alangan hindi ako kakain, sabi nila. So, maghahanap sila ng reason, maghahanap sila ng assurance na okay lang naman itong ginagawa ko. Ngayon, so, people in this stage tend to defend the current bad habits and do not feel it is a problem. Yung sabi ko nga, parang ito nga yung pinakamalapit na kainan. So, yung fast food. Ito na lang ako kakain. Wala namang problema dito. Big deal. At least busog ako. At least nakakakain ako. Hindi ko nami-miss yung food. Merong akong lakas para pumasok sa school or sa trabaho ko. Pero unknowingly, syempre kapag paulit-ulit ng ginagawa yon, it would come in a bad habit, lalo na if fast food lang siya, fried food, deep fried, more on oily foods, hindi siya variety ng sustansya, it would develop a bad habit and eventually, yun nga, hindi siya balanced meal for you in the long run. And then eventually, with your other factors like hindi ka naman nag-exercise, it will lead to weight gain, it would lead to obesity, and it would even lead to other conditions like your metabolic syndrome, hypertension, diabetes. So, in the long run. Pero dito, parang inisip mo, okay, ito na yung pinakamalapit eh. Bakit ba ako maghanap ng iba? So, parang nirarasunan mo pa, no? They may be defensive in the face of others people's effort kahit sinasabihan mo sila, let's say in the place of smoking, no? Uy, wag ka naman ni garilyo, tignan mo si ko, no? Lung cancer, ganun. Okay lang yun, isang sigarilyo lang naman sa isang araw, ganun. O isang stick lang naman, yun lang naman ginagamit ko lang yung nagsisang stick lang ako after kumain, tapos nun wala na. Ganyan. So, naghahanap ng rason. So, this stage is called denial, but is another way to describe this stage is the people just do not yet see themselves as having a problem. So, parang not a big deal sa kanila in stage 1 or pre-contemplation. For stage 2, this is contemplation stage. People are on a teeter-totter. So, meaning, gumagano. So, parang nag-weigh sila pros and cons of modifying their behavior. Although they think about negative aspects of the bad habit and the positive as associates of changing, they may doubt that the long-term benefits associated with the change will outweigh the short-term costs. It might take us as a little of a couple of weeks or as long as a lifetime to get through contemplation stage. So let's say for example, napasok mo na sa mind ng friend mo na gusto niya na mag-consider mag-quit ng smoking. So naengganyo mo, you've provided her or him the knowledge regarding the bad effects of smoking, yung hypertension, the risk of cancer, throat cancer, lung cancer, risk of cataract, hair loss, di ba, yung mga yun, or discoloration of the skin, tapos inisip mo, so may pwede rin ako magkaganon, kasi lalo na yung parents ko, meron ding history of hypertension, meron din history of diabetes, baka magkaroon din akong, yun, parang napapaisip siya. But, nandun pa rin sa isipan niya na parang, pero isang stick lang naman. Isang stick lang naman yung tinitik ko or 2 stick lang. Siguro naman hindi naman ako aabot sa ganun kung ganun lang kaliit yung tinitik ko. So, may doubt sila na meron bang long-term effect pa yung tinitik niya. Kasi kahit konti lang yung tinitik niya. Kumbaga. So, parang nagpo-pros and cons siya. Nagagamit nakakatulong naman yung sigarilyo sa akin kapag nagfo-focus ako magtrabaho. Nakakatulong din naman yung paninigarilyo para magising ako sa gabi, sabihin niya. So yung mga yun, naiisip niya, well, that stage would be the mind is weighing things, kumbaga, the pros and the cons. So contemplating, no? So pre-contemplation, alam niya pero wala talaga siyang planong magbago. Okay? Sa pre-contemplation, meron na siyang naiisip na aspect. Naki-consider niya na yung side effects. Pero nagda-doubt pa rin siya na magkakaroon siya ng effect na yun in the long term. And with regards to this, kino-consider pa niya yung mga nagiging benefit nung paggagawa niya ng bad habits niya in terms of his or her work sa bahay or sa trabaho, di ba? Stage 2. Now we go to stage 3. Okay, preparation and determination. Now in this stage, sabi niya, people have made commitment to make change. So wanting to change na siya. So preparation. So the changing is reflected by statements such as, I've got to do something about this. This is serious. Something has to change, and what can I do? So he really wants to change now. Okay, to gather information, something by reading things like this. What about they will need to do to change their behavior? So they look for ways to change. Okay, they are now seeking change. Okay, they are willing to attempt to change. So preparation na to. Gusto niya nang magbago for the long run. So highly considering more of changing, highly considering of the positive benefits of changing. Okay? Naintindihan niya na. It's moving towards from the contemplation to moving towards an action. Okay? Dito sa preparation, hindi pa siya nagsimula. Okay? Hindi pa siya nagsimula and naghahanap siya ng mga options niya with regards to what to do to push through with change. Okay? So in these circumstances, they haven't they are still undergoing their kumbaga research kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin or mga acceptable na ways na para makapag-prepare for their upcoming change in lifestyle, kumbaga. So what is going on is which is what is going to take into a major lifestyle change. Sabi nga, before doing the action itself. Now, kung dito, willing ka na, going towards na, kumbaga, if you're enrolling for a lifestyle change program, yon, going there, determined ka na pumasok, nak-enroll ka na, pero hindi pa nag-start. That is on stage 3 ka na. Now, for stage 4, it's an action or willpower. For the action phase, this is the stage where people are motivated to change their behavior and are actively involved in taking steps to change their bad behavior. So, this is already ongoing, okay? Yung pagbabago ng lifestyle nila, ongoing na, okay? This is by either means of a variety of techniques. So, let's say quitting of smoking, so setting a quit date, preparing your last stick, okay? And or even trying to moderate or doing this quit date with a moderation of number of hits or yung pag hit nung sigarilyo up to the last na wala na, or reducing the number of sticks a day, pwede rin yon until maabot mo yung quit date na wala ng sigarilyo. Okay? Yon, ongoing na, that's already the process of removing it from your system. The amount of time people spend in action varies. So it generally lasts for around 6 months. But it can literally be as short as 1 hour. Lalo na kung nag-stop na siya. Okay? From that bad habit. This stage when people most depend on their own willpower. Kasi kailangan pagkukusa ito. From the person itself na kailangan magbago, this stage is the definition of that. So dapat iwasan niya talaga. It's or his or her willpower to avoid the bad habit. Avoid smoking. Avoid any means of association with smoke, cigarettes, ganun. So that is your stage 4 or action. Mentally, they review their commitment to themselves and develop plans to deal with other persons with regards to the stage. Now, kung merong relapse or cravings, yan, may have a team with regards to smoking. Let's say, kailangan na ma-enroll ka sa smoking cessation program. Kapag ganun, yung partner mo dyan will be a doctor and also a clinic program for your needs. Let's say, kailangan mo ng nicotine patch or kailangan mo ng gum para maibsan mo yung cravings mo for smoking, no? So doon matutulungan ka nila. Hopefully people will then move to the final stage. So kung let's say 6 months na tapos or natuloy-tuloy niya yung action phase, you will enter what we call the maintenance phase. It involves being able to successfully avoid any temptation to return to the bad habits. So the goal of the maintenance stage is to maintain, okay, in the new status quo. Meaning, natanggal mo na sa sistema mo. So that is highly the goal of your change, no? Removing a bad habit and changing it with a new one. So not smoking, okay? They are able to anticipate the situation in which a relapse could occur and prepare for coping strategies. Now, may mga times na what we call lapses or relapse. Let's say, di mo napigilan na nagbigay sila ng sigarilyo sa'yo na nag-smoke ka. That doesn't necessarily say that you're a failure, okay? Well, you should make a contingency plan, no? Kung mangyari man yun, you have to keep in mind to yourself na the next time that will happen, I will no longer accept any means of accepting the bad habit again. So dapat you should reassure yourself that I have already benefited good enough when we remove that bad habit from me, and I will continue this good habit of mine. Okay? Kung kailangan mo may makausap pa rin, just go with your, go have a consult with your doctors and your team or your support team na nakakaalam yung commitment mo to quit smoking para ma-realize or ma-reassure sa'yo kung ano yung benefit ng ginawa mo to quit, okay, the bad habits or the reason why you had to undergo change. Okay, so remain aware of what they are striving for, is worth personally meaningful, and they are patients with themselves and recognize that often takes a while to let go of the old behavior. Now, if overcoming old behavior, it is a pat in the back. It is a success story for you, and you can be an advocate for change for other people who have struggles with that particular bad habit that they have na once na meron ka rin noon. Okay? So, those are the 5 stages. Okay? Ulitin natin: pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Now, kung nag-relapse ka or relapse during the maintenance, not necessarily na masama yon. You just have to refocus, realign your goals, and then continue on with what you are experiencing as a good habit. Okay? Huwag kang magpapadala sa bad habits again. Okay? So, hanggang dun lang naman yung topic ko. If you have trouble with regards to change, you should always have a support group. Minsan kapag may ganon, nagpa-check up sa patient, si patient, meron siyang kasama si wife or ako din naman, yung doctor, we can be your support group. Kung nahihirapan ka mag-establish ulit ng change, let's say nag-fail ka sa maintenance, sabihin mo lang sa amin, and then we could counsel you again and help you realize that what you did before, yung success story of quitting smoking for the past 6 months, you can do it again. Okay, just as long as you recall what motivated you to change before, okay, and what motivated you to continue continue with the good habits and rid away of the bad habits. So, okay, so hanggang doon lang naman yung video for today. I hope you understand the level of change or the stages of change that can occur during motivational counseling. Mahalaga siya not just in smoking, even with other bad habits like alcohol use, okay, or frequent binge eating, okay, or late night watching of television, or ngayon video on demand, lalo na sa panahon na to, or even playing video games. So, pwede mong i-motivate yung mga kaibigan nyo na, uy, medyo nakakasama na yan sa health mo. Okay? So, that would be that will be the 5 stages that the patient would undergo. Pero pinakamainam pa rin, syempre, you have to be the one to help them move past towards the stage. Huwag mong ipilit sa kanila kung let's say nandun sila sa pre-contemplation, huwag mong ipilit kung ayaw pa niya. Kailangan ma-realize na mismo yung kamalian para malaman mo para malaman niya at ma-realize niya at meron siyang sariling willpower to move towards the stage of maintenance, okay, or action. Okay, si Doc Chris again, thank you for listening, and this is the Scrubby MD, the Doctor Order podcast, and see you on the next episode.